What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Today is going to be similar to a video that I did back in September, just like a quick alcohol video talking about a few things that I got to try this past weekend. I am currently filming this on Wednesday, February 4th. All of the night in question that I tried all three of these whiskeys was this past Saturday, January 31st. So just to kind of give you guys a timeline of when that is, I'm going to do my best to recount what I thought about each of them because, you know, it was 4 nights ago, but I'll also talk about some of, just go into details about each of them. So here we go. The first one I tried was the Blanton's Original Single Barrel Whiskey. This one was really good, actually. It has a 46.5% ABV. And the flavor profile is kind of like caramel, vanilla, and baking spices, which is very interesting. This bottle typically retails for about $150 to $165, but due to extreme demand for this bottle and some scarcity throughout the US, it could potentially reach prices of upwards of $200 to $350, which I thought is crazy. So I feel very blessed to have been able to try this bottle. I felt it was pretty smooth. It was flavorful and tasty. I really enjoyed sipping on it. It had a slight burn, but with it being bourbon, it kind of makes sense. Bourbon tends to have a little bit of a burn on the back end of that, so that's pretty normal. All in all, this was a very good bottle that I got to try. All three of these bottles, I tried at my friend and coworker Mike's house. He has a sports bar in his basement that he actually uses similar to like an actual sports bar. It is called Mike's Sports Bar. So the first two that I'll be talking about, the Blantons, and then the next one, are both owned by Mike in his bar. The third one it came from a friend, and I'll talk about that once we get there. The next bottle that I got to try was Johnnie Walker Blue Label Blended Scotch Whiskey, which I very much enjoyed. I've tried, I think it was just the Johnnie Walker Red Label, which I really enjoyed. So being able to try something like the Blue Label, I was very happy to be able to do that. But this bottle, it's not necessarily rare for the bottle to be made, but the way that it comes about is pretty rare because only 1 in 10,000 casks actually get selected for the blend to be able to make Johnnie Walker Blue Label, which is absolutely crazy. But it has a 40% ABV and it has a flavor profile of hazelnut, honey, sherry, and dark chocolate, which is very interesting. And it ends in a long smoky finish, which doesn't surprise me with Scotch. This bottle typically retails for anywhere between $169 to over $230. Getting to try this bottle was awesome. It was very smooth, flavorful, and tasty. Again, no real burn on this one. It wasn't harsh like the Blanton's was. I really liked this one. Honestly, if I had to say how I liked this compared to Blanton's, I'm just going to say this list, even though I started off with Blanton's was the first one I talked about. Of the three, that is going to be placed in third place. Johnnie Walker Blue Label will be placed in the second. The number one spot for the one that I liked the most will go to the next one. The last bottle that I got to try on this night, like I said, did not come from Mike and Mike's Sports Bar. It came from one of his friends who had this bottle, and it was pretty much gone. And throughout the night, I had mentioned how I really enjoy whiskey, Scotch, specifically Japanese whiskey, and talked about trying the Yamazaki 12, the Hakushu 12, the Hibiki, the Toki, all that kind of stuff. And he mentioned that he had this bottle and said there's a little bit left. We all went out to a concert, and he's like, after the show, we'll stop by my place. I'll grab it and I'll let you try it, which is, I'm super happy that I got that opportunity. But this bottle was the Hakushu 18-year-old peated single malt whiskey. And it was the 100th anniversary edition, which is super crazy. So it is whiskey that has been aged 18 years. It is a peated malt as well as a single malt. It is a Japanese whiskey that is made up of carefully selected malt whiskeys, all aged for a minimum of 18 years in various casks, which is super interesting to have a mix like that for something like this. And this bottle is specifically the edition that was to celebrate Suntory's 100th anniversary. Suntory being the parent company that owns this distillery. It has a 48% ABV, and the flavor profile is a spicy, peppery welcome, a slow wave of smoke that deepens as it reveals its herbaceous notes and green fruity undertones, which is very interesting. This bottle is definitely the most expensive one that I got to try. It typically retails for about $1,200 to $1,500, but sometimes, depending on where you find it, can be as low as $900. And I think the friend said that he got lucky. He was able to get this bottle for about $350 through some program with one of the local liquor stores. This alcohol was super smooth. It is the smoothest one that I have ever tried, ever drank up to this point in my life. It was very flavorful and tasty. There was no real burn. It wasn't really harsh, and I think that is a big part of the fact that it was aged 18 years. And it was my absolute favorite on the night. This was the best one that I had tried, and honestly, this is one of my newest absolute favorite whiskeys that I've ever tried. This actually overtook the Yamazaki 12, which was my favorite, but now, because the Yamazaki 12 for me was better than the Hakushu 12, but I'll be honest, the Hakushu 18 is way better than the Yamazaki 12, which means I am sure the Yamazaki 18 is off the fucking charts. Hopefully one day I can try all of these ones. That'll be the goal of mine, but we shall see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it could be kind of boring sitting here staring at me and looking at these pictures while I talk about whiskey that I tried. Could be interesting to some, not so much for others. It is interesting to me, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. So I wanted to bring that to you guys, just like I did with the video after I got back from Disney with all the drinks that I tried there. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.